Welcome to True Sport and to Terra Topia for round 2 action now of the Mayfair Gearbox Inland Motocross Championships. We're in the gates, and as the gates drop for the 50cc Seniors Heat number 1, heading down into turn number 1. Incredible start coming out of the 23. Wow, where did that come from? Jaden Blanche found something special this morning on the Cocoa Pops, and certainly looks like it's working well for him as he hole shots and leads down in towards turn number 2 now. Slightly modified version of this track. It's not the usual way that the 50cc's would be going, but that's due to the fact that we've got a couple of ruts that have formed up. We go on board here. This, of course, is number 21, Hayden Victor, taking us through the bottom turns, heading towards the river section in second place, closing things down on initial race leader there, Raiden Wolves. Raiden Wolves on the 345 for Fast House, doing an incredible job out front and starting to pull away from this big pack of riders. It's a good start from him as he keeps it all together at the front end. You can see the man with our onboard on his chest with a bit of an issue. Oh, and he's gone down. Yes, he's gone down. Unfortunately, made a slight mistake there. And Victor now has to pick that bike up and try and make his way back to the front if he can. That's not always an easy thing to do. But you can see in the background a bit of maneuvering happening there. Helped out, of course, by, looks like on the sideline, one of the Ridgeway Race Bar team members. Remember, you've got Maxwell Fourie riding for Ridgeway Race Bar out there in second place at this point in time, pushing hard just ahead of Cassie van Zyl. So it's the two Fast House boys going 1 and 3. And in the middle of that, on the Cobra, a brand new motorcycle to South African racing, is Maxwell Fourie doing a super job there in second for his team, Ridgeway Race Bar. A couple of riders going down as well at the same time. So you can see just how difficult the conditions are here. These are not ideal conditions, and of course this is slightly different. 23 goes down again. Oh man, can you believe it? Jaden Blanche, that's a whole shot man who's crashed out on the sideline. And yes, once again, Dennis comes in to help out. Wayne Barrington-Smith also telling the guys just to watch out. There is a down rider, and you can see now moms and dads all over the track. Yellow flags waving frantically as these 50cc seniors are getting into the thick of it now, big time. Not easy conditions, although Raiden is making it look real easy out there. Not anybody even close to him at this point in time as he keeps it all together ahead of Maxwell Fourie. Fourie's under a bit of pressure though. Fourie is slowly but surely being caught by the 234 there of Cassie van Zyl. Wilco deploys in up to 4th place. A couple of assistance there from down riders, but in the thick of it now a little bit further back. Watch out for Jay Eels and Ollie going at it. Ollie Oberholzer having a little bit of a fight of his own. It's great to see that there's non-stop action right around the track. Oh, good to see that as well. How's that? Can you ask for a better man to go and help you get your motorcycle started again? The man from Fast House himself, Clint Buckham. Nitro's in the house and jumping in there to help out as much as he can with the riders that have had some issues in today's action. Getting that bike started is not always easy to do when you've got a set of tackies on. It's a lot easier to do when you've got boots on. And once you've got the boots on and can get going, that's exactly what Raiden Wolves is doing. But Wolves, if I look at the way things are going at this moment, just watching for the next couple of riders to come through. How far back is Maxwell Fourie? Oh, rider down. Rider down there, going down, unfortunately, and now being helped out by one of our other junior riders. It's not quite a senior rider there, but one of the junior riders who's jumping in there to assist and make sure that that rider gets back on track and back onto his motorcycle as quickly as possible. In fact, going to help him get onto the bike and get it started as well. There's Fourie, and right on his tail, Cassie van Zyl pushing it to the limit. So Cassie has found some serious pace around here. Oliver Oberholzer, I should say. Oliver Oberholzer there in about 4th or 5th place. So a good start there from him. And let's see if we can keep it all together now as we're getting into the thick of this first heat of the 50cc seniors. Seniors going at it and pushing it to the limit, but there's only a couple of laps to go now. Raiden Wolves looking to possibly take this one. He has been unmatched at the front end and really has put on a classy show here to be out in front of everybody else. And Dennis Broski's had a bit of work to do on the sideline as well. Great to see a little bit of assistance there from the riders and getting helped out by, of course, moms and dads either side of the track. Coming in some back markers now. Wolves will just be taking it easy. Doesn't want to go and make any foolish mistakes right now. He is coming into the closing stages and wants to take this victory ahead of Maxwell Fourie. Fourie, how far ahead is he there of Cassie van Zyl? He's lost a little bit of ground. He had to take some evasive action. Looks like our onboard man there with the, of course, GoPro on his chest to show you exactly what it looks like from 50cc senior riders' point of view as they go into it. This is a great bit of riding here from the number 21 of Hayden Victor. Looking for the victor and looking for the spoils now. The checkered flag can't be too far away. It's going to be Raiden Wolves will be looking to take that one away from Maxwell Fourie and Cassie van Zyl. But there you can see an option of how difficult it is with the camera getting a little bit of dirt on it. Can you imagine what the goggles are looking like on these riders too, as they try and keep it upright for the next couple of laps? Probably only a lap to go now for these youngsters as they're getting into it, and they're now going through the little turnaround. This is where they do the changeover from the big track and the shortened version for the 50cc's, and for the 50cc seniors, juniors, and of course those are the only two classes that come together and do the shortened version. We're into the closing stages now, and the checkered flag is on standby. It'll be waiting to receive none other than Raiden Wolves, who takes the victory there ahead of Maxwell Fourie and Cassie Vancel, bringing it to the line to finish things up. There you have the official results of heat number 1. Wilco Deploy beating out Hayden Victor, and Enrico Barwa is coming through for 6th place. Ethan Petzer in 7th. John-Luc van der Westhuizen in 8th. 9th place goes to Luki, and a good effort there from Jay Eels to finish up in the top 10. Ollie Overholzer just outside that top 10. Straight into heat number 2 now, as those gates drop and head down towards heat 2. Look at the action that's going to be expected here. Really unbelievable stuff. And this is exactly the kind of action we expect in 50cc seniors. They now know where to go. They don't need to be worrying about where to go. They know exactly where to go. They've done a whole heat of racing. And there's going to be more of the same here. We'll have to wait and see. Because this is exactly the kind of action we expect to see in 50cc senior riders. They really are putting on a great show. And of course, the future of the sport here is looking good in the hands of these youngsters. That is for sure. Oh man, they are pushing it to the limit, and even in the mid-pack you've got some riders who are fighting hard to try and stay at the front end. And speaking of riders, rider down there, is that possibly number 64 who's gone down there? I'm just trying to pick up. It could be Ollie Oberholzer on 68 who's also gone down, and a couple of riders that are finding it not working out to the way they'd like it to be working out. That is for sure, as we're into heat number 2 now. Also looking further down there, I think there's possibility of Troy Wenzel with some problems too on the 63 bike. Lorenzo de Souza out there as well. But out front, no worries at all. Raiden Wolves just eating up the pack and showing them a clean pair of wheels. No one else even close to him. Zane Labuskakny being helped out by some of the riders on the sideline there from the 65cc class. Great to see them helping out their fellow competitors. I think if I'm not mistaken, that was Tony from Youngblood Racing who's helping out there as well to get those riders back out on track and back up onto two wheels where they need to be at this point in time. Here comes your leader. And he's pretty much plain sailing ahead of Maxwell Fourie again, looking for an option to be 2 for 2 here for Maxwell Fourie for the Ridgeway Race Bar team on that brand new Cobra. It's a new motorcycle to South African shores, and certainly something to be watching out for in the future. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not it's got the pace down at the next round of this championship, and of course into the national championships as well. Checkered flag is out, and it's a double victory there for Raiden Wolves. He'll be very, very happy with that. Maxwell Fourie probably a little bit disappointed to come through for a second time in second place. He was looking to possibly outgun Raiden there in the second heat. Cassie Vancel takes 3rd place ahead of Wilco. And then it was Hayden Victor who comes through for 5th place. Petzer, Barwise, Jaden Terblanche. And then it was John Luke beating out Reese Wenzel up into the top 10 there.